Hi there, John Wilkinson again and History Made Easier again. And this is the second video I'm making on the rise to power of Hitler. And in this video, I'm looking at the role played by Hitler and the Nazi Party. And again, I'm going to go back some distance because I would go back to Hitler as a genuine nationalist. And born an Austrian, but volunteering, desperate to volunteer for the German army in World War I. And he fought bravely in World War I. He was a brave soldier fighting for his country. So Hitler, the nationalist, not with a political career in mind, a genuine nationalist. And in 1923, I think, although it was a foolhardy plan, I think Hitler shows genuine leadership in the Munich beer hall putsch. He literally leads from the front. The man standing next to him is shot dead. It was a brave display, a brave show of his determination to overthrow a government that he felt was ruining Germany, rightly or wrongly, and a determination to do his bit to set Germany on the right path, rightly or wrongly. And then he's convicted, and I could talk about his trial and the way in which he used that as a platform for his ideals. But I talked about that in the previous video. So let's move on to Mein Kampf. Now, Mein Kampf is an act of genius as far as propaganda goes. Not many people read it. I haven't. By all accounts, it is the most awful read. Never mind, the details of its content. It's just not well written. But, not many people have read the Bible. And that's a pretty influential book. Mein Kampf was well known by all Germans. The very title, My Struggle. Propaganda genius, because it places Hitler's struggle side by side with the people's struggle. And so Mein Kampf is a major moment, I think, in explaining Hitler's rise to power that often doesn't get the credit that it deserves. And then there's his decision to take a legitimate route, to win power through the ballot box, through winning elections. And he turns the Nazi Party, with help from others, but he turns the Nazi Party into the greatest vote-winning machine the world has ever seen. It was a superb model that others have copied. Its use of propaganda, its use of publicity, its use of various materials targeting very different groups. It was incredible, way ahead of its time, way ahead. We then have his refusal to compromise when power is almost there. Anybody else would have been tempted to have agreed to becoming Vice-Chancellor, but Hitler, no. He knew what he wanted to achieve, and he knew he couldn't do that as a Vice-Chancellor. He wanted ultimate control. And so he held firm. He didn't compromise, and he was offered the chancellorship. Then I think the period of consolidation that again I mentioned in the previous video the violent election of 1933, the period of Gleichschaltung, Hitler again shows his determination and his sheer willpower to get things done. Willpower being a major part of the Nazi philosophy, that you will get things done by sheer willpower. And he did. He did. The most staggering turnaround in barely 12 months, from which he took really a weak position, with the Nazis a minority in the first government, to absolute power. Incredible, incredible. And then again, like the video that looked at the role of the elites, we turn to the Night of the Long Knives. And again, Hitler leads from the front. It's Hitler that marches in and arrests Rom. And again, Hitler shows that determination, that willpower, and his courage, I think. So we begin in a sense where, we end in a sense where we begin, where we began, if I can get this right. The brave soldier, still the brave soldier, when he marches in to arrest Rom. So I hope these two videos show the two sides of the coin. The role played by the elites. Could call them mistakes, but the elites were always opposed to Weimar, always wanted a return to some form of authoritarian government. So I don't know if they were necessarily all mistakes. They lost control of Hitler, and that was a mistake. But not all of those things that I've brought to your attention were mistakes. And we see the role played by Hitler, and he made mistakes. The Munich beer hall putsch was never going to succeed. It was desperate stuff. But he did turn a defeat into a major propaganda coup. So, I hope the two videos together are really, really useful for you and can be put to good purpose in your exam, maybe your coursework. So, as always, I do thank you for listening. And as always, I remind you to take a little look at my History Made Easier website. And if there's anything you want adding to it, do let me know. And I'll be only too pleased to respond. But for now, cheers.